Booyah! Back at you, Motivational Motives, where we speak to interesting, inspirational Black people who've overcome adversity en route to prosperity. It's your boy, Quan John, and Miss Portia Mystique. Say what up, gal. What up?
Hi.
Yeah. Back at you to speak about trending topics. And we got a doozy for you right now, tonight. And today, we got the likes of Mr. Relationship Counselor himself, Derrick Jaxn. Derrick, I know everything about women, Jaxn. Derrick, I never cheated on my wife, Jaxn. Derrick, I'm the man, Jaxn. Derrick, I'm getting diesel in the gym, Jaxn. You understand? We're going to talk about Derrick Jaxn. A lot of you might not know who Derrick Jaxn is, but we're going to show you who Derrick Jaxn was. Miss Portia Mystique, please do the honors.
Here we go.
If he's texting other people or if he's looking at other girls and giving you excuses as to why it should be justified while you're talking, guess what? That's how he feels about you. Like you don't deserve his full attention. You feel what I'm saying? If you have to wait in line to be able to get some of his time to hang out with him and kick it with him, you know, the moment you ask for a date or you know, when y'all gonna actually spend real quality time instead of just kicking it and chilling or whatever all day, and he has to go through a list of 5 or 6 other things before he says, okay, cool, me and you can have some time. You know what I mean? If he ain't even planning for you, that's how he feels about you. He'll get to you whenever it's convenient for him. If he talk to you like you ain't nothing, guess what? That's how he feels about you. Like you ain't nothing. Or if he treats you like you a dummy, that's how he feels about you. You know what I'm saying? And the same applies vice versa. But you know, I'm tired of seeing y'all settle for these lames and these scrubs that treat y'all like shit when there's dudes out here who are really going hard for their girl. Shit, some of them ain't even got a girl and they going hard for the girl. Like, matter of fact, I just got back from the nutrition store. I was getting some pre-workout. The dude at the counter asked me what I did for a living. We got into a conversation or whatever about relationships. And he said, yeah, man, right now, you know, I've been away from this girl or apart from this girl for 1.5 years. We used to be together. I'm trying to get her back. He was like, I'm trying to get her back. I'm doing whatever. So I asked him, I was like, so what does that look like trying to get her back? Are you dating other girls right now? And he was like, nah. I was like, she seen other dudes? He's like, I think she was or whatever, but that ain't my concern. I know what my concern is. My concern is getting her and proving to her that she's my priority. So I was like, okay, that's bet, man. You know, he just went into this whole spiel about how he makes time for her. That when, you know, he clears time for her. He don't wait for spare time. He makes time to talk to her, the simple things. He makes time for her. So there's no doubt in her mind that she's a priority of his. He's definite about that. She don't have to ask, you know, how do you feel about me? Where are we going? What are we doing? What are we now? She knows. Why? Because he treats her as such. He treats her like, no, I'm not bull. I'm not trying to pressure you into anything yet. Nothing going too fast. But I'm not here to play games with you. I want you.
Sounds really good, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't it? It sounds like the perfect guy, right, Portia?
Wow.
Doesn't he?
Well, what he's saying describes, you know, I don't know if he's
but hold up now. Like, he sounds the epitome of a guy you would want. He sounds like he has all the tools. He sounds like he has all the knowledge. Kind of comparable to if you're taking trigonometry and you walk into the class and the professor has a PhD in mathematics. That's who you want to be taught by, right?
Right.
That's who Derrick Jaxn sounds like. Now, let's go. Hold up now. Before we get into, you know, the topic at hand, let's show the viewers who Derrick Jaxn is now by way of the video with him and his wife.
Okay, here we go.
Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife, Danae. And we just wanted to address a couple of things. You know, we understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not, that this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, you know, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something.
How involved were you, Derrick?
As serious as sex. to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of like just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took. And definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now.
Using the law
Publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. Then I have to be accountable to my wife, which we've already had this conversation. I've already
using
told
the
her
Lord again.
everything. I've given her basically a roll call list.
You lying.
Low to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her. She knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that for any amount of time or any length of time to any extent and think that I can't be held accountable.
Question.
Please.
So is he saying this stuff happened like before he became the relationship guru that he is now?
No.
Okay.
This is the way I am taking it. And I'm going on my research on the situation. Okay. This is the year 2021. So if I refer to, we're in March, if I refer to August of September, I'm referring to the year 2020, August of September. Derrick Jaxn, ladies and gentlemen, has a following of over 3 million people. It's kind of hard to get 3 million people in like 7 months. I don't care what you do.
Right.
You ain't just going to pop up. So Derrick Jaxn has been doing this for a long, long time. Okay. So let me just give a brief disclaimer before me and Miss Portia Mystique dissect this incident. I am not saying, before I get into it, that people don't make mistakes. I'm going to say it one more time. I am not saying by any means that people don't make mistakes and people cannot change. I am not saying that. Okay. Right. So, but I believe that a man of Derrick Jaxn's, of his self-proclaimed relationship knowledge, there's some things that you should not do. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say you have a police officer that you really trust. He lives in your neighborhood. He has the picket fence. He's the one that makes sure that the block is cool and all of that. If you find out that that police officer is selling crack cocaine, it takes away from the credibility of his prowess as a law enforcement officer. Example number 2. Let's say for you churchgoers that your pastor, that man that's reading that word, and he got the nice suits on, you know what I'm saying? And he always glowing, and he always seems to say the right thing, and he always lets you know about, how life should be lived and how the feeling of God's grace and presence is something that you should, allow to wrap around you on every hour, minute of the day. That dude, he has a loving wife and family. She's always in the pulpit. She's the one always doing all, she's clapping and all that. Perfect relationship. No, not a perfect relationship. They have a loving relationship because she's there together and she's with them every step of the way. And you find out he has blazed, had sex with, fornicated, the F-bomb, 15 to 25 women in the church. This takes away from the credibility of him as a theologian.
Yes.
Right? Ms. Portia Mystique?
Yes.
So, I'm going to hand it over to you. What do you feel about Mr. Derrick Jaxn and his shenanigans?
Honestly, okay, after I heard about it and then after watching the video, It didn't faze me in any way because most people are like that. I don't know too many people who are 100% honest, and I assume that anybody in the spotlight, anybody who's doing any type of, putting themselves out there or whatever, has a shady background. I do. I know I do. We talk
I do
about what
too.
we talk about, but I still have a personal life. I'm not perfect. I'm never going to claim to be.
Right.
I have my issues. I have skeletons in my closet. So it'd be ridiculous for me to think that somebody who's a relationship guru isn't cheating. Like,
Okay.
I feel
Okay.
like
Okay.
the world is full of contradictions, and even a single person can be a contradiction against themselves. Okay, so there's that. So I'm not surprised about it, and I'm not even fazed by it. Like, I don't think it affects me at all. Like, I don't care. It's like, okay,
Got you.
him and everybody else. So, like, why we oh my God, Derrick Jaxn cheated. Duh. Like, would you
It
thought he
goes down.
wasn't? Like,
It goes down. Okay.
It goes down. But here's the thing. I don't claim to know people like you do. Like, I mean, it's your profession, it's what you do. But I feel like
I
I'm
know
pretty
people pretty
good.
well.
Yes, you do. But I think I'm pretty good at reading people. And seeing him in that video with his wife, she did not want to do that video. I just see it all in her face. She looks like she didn't want to do the video. She looks like she might be embarrassed by the whole situation. And then the fact that he was like, yeah, I ran down, what did he say? He called a roll call of all the list the list of women that he even said hello to. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And even if you did, she didn't want you to. Like, just
very good points.
By looking at their dynamic. So, like, he's holding her hand. I bet you he grabbed her hand and not the other way around. So it's like, he's like, babe, I'm sorry. I gotta save face. I gotta try to confess. Please do this video with me. And she's gonna be like, yeah, all right, fine, whatever. Let's do this video. But it looks like okay, go ahead.
Let me just jimmy it in there. The allegations are that numerous women, one in particular, states that she had an abortion by Derrick Jaxn in December, which was only 3 months ago. Okay. Not only was he fornicating, he was fornicating raw dogs without any prophylactics. He didn't have a subscription to Lifestyle. You understand? For real. He don't know what those rubber things are for. You understand? No, he probably use those rubber things to blow up balloons with and throw them at people. He don't use them. You understand?
Yeah.
For real. You know. 2, it's also alleged that today is March 27th. It is alleged that up until March 18th, he has been having affairs. Was being alleged by a particular woman a week ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I agree with you totally. You know what? I'm not fazed by it either. Men do things, women do things, people do things.
Yes.
What I am fazed about is that he's giving men a deeper and more cemented black eye than we already have. When it comes to the man, when it comes to the man-woman dynamic, if you asked 9 out of 10 women, do you think men are good? Do you think men can withstand an attractive woman in front of them and not cheating on their old lady? I'm going to actually assume that 7 of them going to say, hell no, they can't.
Yeah.
We men have a black eye when it comes to the man-woman dynamic already. We've spoken about this. Personally, women think and know men are weak when it comes to a big butt and a smile and some cherry red lipstick and some long hair and etc. Yeah. They know that the majority of the men on this planet, you understand, are weak when it comes to that, whether they got a wife, girlfriend or not. They know it to be fact. And what my man, Mr. Jaxn, did, he actually gave it a bigger black eye and said, look, even the relationship guru himself is cheating. So if the relationship guru himself is cheating, why won't Joe Blow cheat? Because that's the thing about it, because that's what I said of the thing of mathematics teacher. You know what I'm saying? When you walk in this classroom, you expect your teacher to know more than you.
Right.
Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to automatically assume that most of Mr. Jaxn's 3 million followers are females.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to assume that most of the women that he had affairs with were his followers. Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm going to assume that.
Like you said at the very beginning, like it makes you want to, his image makes you think he's the perfect guy. So I'm sure it's easy for him to pull any woman he wants. Because if he's spitting all this knowledge, you think that he's about that life. Which is dumb, especially if you know that
You
he's
shouldn't.
married.
In my personal opinion and professional opinion, I've learned in my 43 years of living on this planet, you don't give anyone that much credit.